stage.
Good afternoon. Hope you guys have had a really great day. I've certainly really enjoyed myself. I'm going to be talking about less choice and more sales. Now I know that seems like a little bit of an oxymoron, but bear with me. You know, the interesting thing is over the last 20 years is that choices or product choices in just about every category in business, every product category, every category in life have exponentially grown. And a really good example of this, and this has been quite topical in the news lately, is the area of online dating. Now, I'm not here to talk about Ashley Madison, but you know, back when I had hair, back in the day when I was sort of dating, you know, there weren't that many ways that you could find a woman to date. You could ask your sister's friend out, you could ask one of your classmates at uni, you could ask the girl out that you'd met at the party, you could ask the friend of the girl that you'd met at the party, you could ask the barista at the local cafe. You know, and it might have been, you know, a maximum of 30 or 40 people that you had in your network that you might have asked out. These days you can go and find somebody and you know, talk to 500, 1,000 women if they will talk to you. So that's just one example. But in the supermarket category, and I don't have data for New Zealand, but in the US, for example, you know, the number of product lines has, you know, is 5 times now more than what it was in 1975. The average American supermarket carries 48,000 product lines. So you've got a hell of a lot more products that you can choose from. The other thing that's gone on too is that there are a whole lot more channels that you can talk to customers in. Again, back when I started out in the advertising industry, it used to be all about TV, press and radio. These days you've got hundreds of social and mobile and digital channels that you can talk to your customers in. Now the dangerous thing with this is I think marketers, we tend to be a little bit like the kids in the candy store. New channel comes along, we think, great, brilliant, I'm going to start communicating to my customers with that. And so we get overexcited, and there is a real risk that we over communicate with our customers and that we, you know, contribute to this sort of general rising volume of noise in the market. This is a real problem. You know, and I think our job as marketers is to really help customers feel confident about their choice. Sometimes providing them with more information doesn't actually help. It actually causes more problems and more confusion. So really, what's all of this leading towards? Well, all of you have heard about FOMO, the old fear of missing out, which is a phenomenon probably that has been pretty much developed through the social media revolution. But this is also causing decision paralysis in a lot of consumers, in the sense that there are so many options often that it's hard to know as consumers which is the best one for us to choose. And it can also lead to post-purchase dissonance, which is a really fancy word for buyer regret. You know, that whole thing where, you know, say for example, if you're choosing a new car and there were 5 cars that you really liked, you decided to buy one, you buy it, you start driving it around, you see one of your friends has bought another one, then you see another one driving down the road 2 or 3 weeks later, and you think to yourself, shit, did I actually make the right choice? You know, because all those other options are really good as well too. So these are some of the issues that are coming out of, you know, this whole exponential growth in choices. Now the interesting thing about choice, and there's been some very interesting research done on this, is that up to a certain point, choice is a good thing, but there becomes a tipping point where too much choice can actually become a problem. It can become confusing and paralysing. It's the whole tyranny of choice. Choice is, you know, having variety and choice is good to a level, but past a certain point it can just become bloody confusing. So, with all of this happening, how do we stop choice paralysis damaging your bottom line as brand marketers? That's the challenge. The first thing we can do is we can simplify and streamline not only just our brand, but our products and our channel. Now, most of you know who this guy is, eh? Who's this guy? Yep, yeah, the stick man out of Pack and Save. I reckon this is one of the most underrated but best brand stories in the country. Now, I don't know a lot about what went on behind the scenes here, but what I do know is that they actually cut at some point in time doing a lot of their sort of retailing mailers and focused on this very simple, pure, effective brand campaign that communicates their key points of difference. I think it's a brilliant piece of work and it's enduring. FCB have done a fantastic job with it. One of the other interesting bits of research that actually was done in the US by a Columbia University professor is she split tested getting people to trial jams in a little mini supermarket in the States. She split tested a table with 24 variants of jam on it versus a table with 6 variants of jam. Now the interesting thing is that more people stopped to try the 24 variants of jam than the people that stopped to try the 6 variants of jam, but the 6 variants of jam outsold the 24 variants of jam 6-1. So in other words, the people that did stop to sample the 6 variants of jam were 6 times more likely to purchase. Really illustrates the point that sometimes less choice is a better option to try and get people to make a decision. I know in our business often when we're presenting creative work, we'll only present 3 options. We'll always present a hop, skip and a jump. We find if we present 5, 6, 7 or 8 options for a campaign, people get confused, clients often get confused and can't really make up their mind, and then, you know, it just makes the whole process a lot muddier. So simplify, streamline brand, products and channels. According to the Siegel and Gale Global Simplicity Index, 38% of consumers are willing to pay a premium for simpler experiences. We need to keep moving. So point 2 is getting rid of the extraneous alternatives. Now, this is a great campaign that Special have put together for 2 Degrees locally. We've done a bit of work in the B2B space in terms of understanding the way that businesses are confused about all the telco and broadband deals out there. I love this campaign. The latest innovation in broadband is simplicity. They're just giving people 2 options. The whole campaign is very straightforward, and the analogous images they use as well too are brilliant. CEB did some research in the States. It said that brands that simplify customer decision making are 86% more likely to be purchased and 115% more likely to be recommended. Point 3 is we need to create a simple decision path. We need to make it easy for customers to choose you. This is often easier said than done. There's some great examples of this in the New Zealand market at the moment. Contagion have done a campaign for Energy Online. I don't know if you've seen their gargoyles ad that's been on the Herald and a number of different other mediums. Very simple message. It's kind of taking the piss out of door knocking, which is what a lot of other power companies do, and it's getting people to sign up online. It's a really good example of making it easy. Go and check out the Pinnacle Life Insurance website. It's actually not the most beautiful website around, but it has a very simple, easy process to take you through to sign up. And their whole value proposition is obviously making it easier to buy insurance. One of the other key things around this point is that greater personalisation leads to greater simplicity. I was talking with one of our clients the other day and she said that she's got this book site where she can get really fantastic deals on books, and I can't remember the name of it. It's some big international site. But she said, I tend to buy my books from Amazon because even though I know that they are 10 or 15% dearer, the whole process is a lot easier than it is on the other site. We have to go digging around and finding stuff. On Amazon, they'll give me recommendations, you know, based on their predictive analytics. Point number 4, layer messaging in different channels. Don't try and stuff it all in at once. The car industry is great at doing this. You know, when they're out advertising their car brands, they basically appeal on a very simple, visceral level to your emotions, sell the sexiness of the car or the model. Then when you get into the dealership and then when you get into their CRM programs, they gradually give you more information to the point when you're ready to buy, you get that big brochure with all the technical specifications on the car, which as a guy, you know, you go home and read every last detail. It's a brilliant example of how to layer messaging. Point number 5, and this is a really wonderful example, make it real. Show real examples that are relevant to your prospects. Now we've all, you know, seen the Dove Real Beauty campaign. This is the latest iteration of their campaign called Choose Beauty. And most of you have probably seen this online. They film women in a real life situation going into a building with a door that says beautiful and a door that says average. And then they have used this information as part of their content marketing. Now the whole idea with this campaign was to encourage women to consider the choices they make about beauty and to give them the confidence to choose beautiful. But what Dove did here is they brought the point home to women in a very compelling way by using live and real examples. We're whipping through this, but we've only got a few more points to go. Creative categorisation. This is a brilliant example actually out of the UK, and I encourage you to go and have a look at this. This is part of a rebrand that was done for a UK health store called NutriCentre. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I tend to get a bit confused when I go into health stores trying to find the right supplement. These guys developed a point of sale system, which is really this guy here called Sam. Now, Sam basically is a body with a whole lot of removable discs on it with different products for your heart, for your hair, for your feet, for your knees. And, you can turn the disc over and see what products they're recommending for all of those various different parts of your body. A very simple but clever way of categorising information. The old classic De Beers diamonds, the 4 C's of diamonds, the old cut, clarity, colour and carat is a brilliant example again of how you can use categorisation really to simplify your message. Couple more points. Visually illustrate the consequences of your choice. This is an amazing example here from Australia, which is a road safety ad which says, kill a kid, kill a family. I mean, we've seen an example really in the last 2 or 3 weeks where in this whole migrant crisis in Europe, one image changed international views on that whole situation. One image did it because it visually demonstrated what was sort of going on. And it's the same really with our marketing. The power of visually demonstrating your product can have amazing effects. Create trustworthy advisors. In the US, there's been this real trend towards hauling videos where you get teenage kids, teenage girls going into a mall buying stuff and then posting stuff on YouTube about how to put it together. It's a really powerful concept because, these days, it isn't so much about just trusting the brand, it's about people trusting the information that has been gathered around the brand. And so having trusted advisors or setting up trusted advisors around your brand is a good way of building trust in your brand. I suppose my final thought in conclusion is think like a book summary app. I encourage you all to check out a book summary app I subscribe to called Blinklist. And it's a really good way these days to think about your brand. Is it's short content, summarising information, making it easy for people to take things in is where it's at. Thanks for your time.